Hey yo, you're a little close to my face at the screen there. Nah, I'm doing that because I'm actually moving out. So I used to have a picture, I think it was like a typhlosion on the wall, but I'm taking things, moving things around. That's why I've not been so active in the blog and saying, no, shoot me. Uh, but it is COTY Champion of the Year 2024. This is a difficult year. This is a two-part series. I always do these in two parts. This is kind of like honorable mentions, 11 to 20, and then I have 10 to 1 on part 2, just as like a finishing off, because I end up going on for fucking an hour and a half, and we don't need to be there for an hour and a half. Usually it'd be like a couple days in between or something when the next one's out. So, let's break it down. Champion of the Year 2024, part 1. Psh.
One a day till 100K. Look, I've been with plenty women, still don't know how women think. Been through the good and bad, really through the thick and thin. Sometimes I'm questioning the world that they be living in. Their standards be a fantasy to fan their public image. If it's Twitter, 6 figures isn't rich now, huh? But IRL, they gave it up for a chipped out blunt. I'd rather stay in the house and leave the bitch out front. I won't fit into your criteria list, now what? See, she say she like to sniff and hit a dab. I think Shawty wildin'. She go from power to the gas like she in a hybrid. Say she doesn't do this often, guess she got some mileage. She say she into Libras, I said I'm into silence. Come with baggage, I ain't carrying your luggage, bitch. She get to lying and she come up with the dumbest shit. Starts talking about my truth, I'm making fun of it. The greatest thing about truth is, it's only one of it,
Hey yo, do subscribe to the channel if you like what you're hearing here, if you agree with it. If you don't, you can still subscribe. Just do that, okay, please. Put a comment number 4. I'm all about discussion and I'm all about the smoke. If you disagree with me, I've totally fucked up somewhere. I'm a man who will admit it. I'm not always right, but I try and put across what I think, and I'm a fan of battle rap for too many years, far too many years. So that being said, what I want to do, usually do some sort of honorable mentions, but this will kind of be like honorable mentions plus people who just didn't make the 2024 list. Honestly, there's some names there that I was kind of like, God, I really thought I was going to put them on my 2024 top 20, but let's break it down. So, people that didn't make the list. Loso did not make the list. Now, Loso's had a fine enough year, but a surprising amount of losses. Like, I get it. He had that weekend with Geechee and Tay-Rock, and that's a weekend that no one will be able to replicate ever. Honestly, there's no one that's going to have that type of competition back-to-back in 48 hours, actually, pretty much. Like, this day, maybe a day off. Like, 72 hour, that span. That's incredible. But when you start looking back his year, it was a judge's decision for Tay-Rock. The Geechee battle was, like, close. He lost to Danny Myers. Jack Boy Main he lost to. Prez Mafia he lost to. Had a debatable, probably one more, but like Serious Jones, like he's not quite had that good a year, even though he had that tough weekend. I just needed a little more from him, to be honest. Big K did not make the list this year. Shock, I know. Battle of the Year contender with Tay-Rock. Totally get it, totally get it. He came to Ireland this year, which was good. I wish he could have went there live. Got complications and for what happened, but they've released the battle, man, and it's a good battle. Him versus Dialect's good. The Marv 1 battle is not a good look, period. But he did win that. I just think the Twerk loss was so detrimental and such a fall that it just knocked him off that top 20 list, honestly. In the Oppa battles, debatable. You could say Oppa won that more than anything else. Danny Myers didn't make it. Now, I feel like Danny Myers has been in every single one of mine because he's had so many battles that you'd think, okay, well, he has to be on champion of the list somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that champion of the list year that I just fumbled the words on. You'd think he'd be somewhere because he battles 20, 30 people in one year. But this year, it just wasn't as active as normal. Lost with T-Top, a loss with Klutz. Six syllabus. I think he had a bit of a stumble there. But he also had the battles with Elijah Straight on King of the Dot, which was good. Ultimate Beast Primus, the 2-on-2 against Ryder and Hennyman. But just nothing big. The T-Top battle was his biggest opportunity this year. He needs to come to the UK at some point. Danny Myers, come to the UK. So honestly, before we even get into the actual 20 as well, I've got the big names. My honourable mentions are basically the iBattle boys. Basically, like from Oppa, he battled Maverick this year in the UK. He had his debatable with Big K, a win versus Elijah Straight. Just, as a champion, he's still putting in work. So I got to give him a little bit of credit, and they've been great performances. Might have not won every single battle, but great performances. Fabu as well, beat Shotgun Suge this year. And had a really good battle with the 2-on-2 with Los Prem, and Nakeem with CJA, debatable with City Towers. You know what? He just kept his name popping this year. And same with Los Prem. Los Prem, debatable with Chef Trez, which is difficult to do. Debatable with Red Flag. Wins against King Brook and Merlot. Had a debatable with the other guy I'm about to mention, but you could debate that was more of a loss, but a great battle anyway. And Homeschool, who's difficult to battle at all, put a lot of work. And just getting knocked off of that top 20, a new guy, and for me, the one to watch in 2025. His name's King, but it's like K1ing. He won the Easy Block Captain Trenches tournament and just had great battles throughout, and he's just battled Cortez in an amazing performance. He will be the one to watch in 2025. Put money on it. Everyone's going to be thinking, end of 2025, it should be King's year. You should be at least in the list or some, if managed correctly. Keep off the URL cycle, be more independent. Maybe he'll do another massacre event or something like that. Maybe he'll go over there, do that, and rep here, rep this, rep that. I know there's a lot of potential for King winning the whole tournament in a debatable versus Los Prem. What else could you ask for? Now let's break down 20 to 11. Coming in at number 20, pause, unpause, replay, press play, watch the movie, J2. Now J2 has had a very particular... He's had a good year, winning the Netflix tournament, the big win versus Snake Eyes in the Bags and Bodies tournament, beating Big K, had battles with Cassius Clay on We Go Hard, which was kind of like, it's not like Battle of the Gays, but it was definitely Battle of the LGBT representatives, and J2 won that. He has had some losses though, to say Twerk and A-Ward, K Profit. He had a 2-on-2 with Kai and Bonnie Godiva. No, it was Vixen and Kai, and his partner was Bonnie Godiva. He's just had a really good year, and definitely a year that's involved URL and not involved URL at the same time. He's one of the few battle rappers that have been in and out of all the pockets of all the leagues, essentially, maybe except from King of the Dot. But King of the Dot's not that active anyway, but he's always been in the pocket, and he's always been involved in the conversations in every big card. So J2, 20, very well done. And I think J2 getting over the barriers he has to get over to still be in that conversation. I tip my hat off to you, sir. That's even harder than what any battle rapper has to go through anyway. On to 19. Real sick. 30 clips, beat Emerson Kennedy, and had a rookie in Kid Kasha. What else are you wanting? Just great material throughout the year. Real Sick is still super consistent and beat the dog shit out with Charlie Clips. Not many people can really do that in the fashion that Real Sick did it. But he needed more battles to be further up in the year. But it's the level of content, the impact of it, as all the, the Champion of the Year credentials that all align with Real Sick, because he's fucking unbeatable. He's unbeatable. Giannis. Now, Giannis has had a great, I feel like a great kind of rookie year. So he had the URL Crucible series the year before, kind of set him up for the year. And then, boy, did he take this opportunity and run with it. Went beating Emerson Kennedy, beating JC, a debatable with Rum Nitty, debatable with Slim Buck in the UK. He did take an L. We need to remember the franchise battle happened this year. That did happen. But, you know, Chef Trez, debatable. Homes of the God, another loss, but there's an argument there. And a guy Slumdog and Mallory. So it's a very, very, very good year. Shout out both Slim Buck and Giannis. They're my dogs. They are fucking top guys. Chopping up after the plug event was fucking brilliant. Yeah, Giannis has just had an incredible 2024, and it can't be understated. In comparison with a lot of people, like I said, your big K's, Losos and whatnot, Giannis had a better year than them. Just put that one in perspective. So, before I give this spot, now you'll notice on this list I'm not doing any UK representatives. Right, there's no one in the UK on this list because I will probably be on the panel for UK Battle of the Year happening middle of February, something like that. And because I'm on that panel, just to say the person I think would be UK Battler of the Year would land just above this number 17. So like it'd be between 17 16 would kind of be their spot. So let's just get 17 out of the way. I almost didn't put him on the list. Almost didn't, but I really thought about it and went, okay, he probably should be here. Marv won. So Marv's year, he's beating Geechee, he's beating Tay-Rock. He's a debatable with Av and a debatable with J Mills. That does deserve a spot in Champion of the Year. And then there was the Big K battle, which wasn't great. I just to be 100%, it wasn't great, and it definitely knocked about 5-6 places back. And it was also, he battled KD as well, and I think KD kind of got the best of him too. And I think Jade battle as well. The Jade battle wasn't, I think he won against Jade, but I remember thinking, God, this is tough to watch. You know, maybe the energy wasn't there or something like that. But, you know, he's had great wins and great losses. Like, I don't say great losses in a positive way, unfortunately. I mean, they've been pretty big losses. I get it. I'm in a different outfit. I get it. Only reason I'm kind of going back on this as I'm editing this list is because I thought about when I was editing it and I forgot a battle or two. So in this spot, I have Jazz the Rapper. Jazz has had a good year, debatable with Tay-Rock, beating Shayrak, and was basically owned by the UK for like half of the year. That amazing 2-on-2 with Rum Nitty, and just like a fantastic start to her year versus Bizzlebond, who was our champion at the time. Just had an amazing year. It's nothing to be swept under the rug with. Between her and Coffee is the real debate on who would be kind of woman of the year. But Jazz had a fantastic year. There's not many people that beat Tay-Rock, especially on the run that he's on. So for someone to actually manage it, that really means something. This to me would be the most slept on name for Champion of the Year conversations. Clone has had, he's had some good battles. He beat Twerk, you know, had a debatable kind of loss versus Tay-Rock, and debatable with Charlie Clips, beat Shotgun Shug, and had Death the Kid on Massacre, man. He's had a good year. Just in general, there's no slouching to come from Clone by any means. So shout out Clone. I think you a really slept on year for him in comparison to everyone else, and not a name that I'm seeing talked about on X or any battle rap media. John, the din in and on. I have to consider that he took that Serious Jones battle in 24, 48 hour, like in a short period, and absolutely smashed it out the park. Debatably beat the most unpredictable battle rapper in frack, and probably the hardest for a lot of people in regards to like talent. Like, you don't really earn respectfully. Well, maybe a little different now after frack's been like on the Kai Cenat streams and stuff, but it's the risk and reward. Like, it's super risky, and as a John, how much do you gain out of that other than filling, you know, a little mini beef pause that was made through dissing in the Bricks Belvedere battle? You know, you're the value in that battle in comparison to the risk is maybe not quite worth it, but he did it anyway, and he fucking smashed it. The coffee battle too as well, and debatably lost, but I'll count it as a debatable. In winning against Calico. Calico is like a great, but come on, that's Calico. And that's not a win we need to forget about. He really beat the shit out of Calico. This, I may admit here, it might be my biases coming through. It might just be me being biased. T-Rex, the fucking GOAT. The GOAT. There's no the greatest of all time. No, fuck that. T-Rex is clearly just the best battle rapper in the world, and he had an amazing year this year. And it was only from like August onwards, like he just didn't battle, and then turned around and just had this incredible performance versus Chilla Jones, beat Bad News, a debatable loss. Okay, I can give you the Swamp battle, and then beat Clean, a battle that was asked for like 7-8 years minimum. You know, T-Rex had a fucking fantastic year today. T-Rex had a fantastic year this year. Let's make sure that T-Rex is rewarded. Honestly, if I ever fly to the US, it's to watch a battle that T-Rex is in. Genuinely, I'm only, if I know T-Rex is on the card, that's when I'll fly out, because he is my absolute favorite. I think he's my favorite person and my favorite battle rapper. I think, you know, I just the interviews and all that sort of shit. He's kind of like, for me, it'd be like I Show Speed and Ronaldo. That's T-Rex, because he's just the fucking grand champion. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you're new in battle rap still. This is where it started to get dicey. I'm aware that Twerk has maybe choked twice this year. A really poor performance versus T-Top. That was a really bad choke. And Clone. I am aware of that. But I have to consider the bodies. You know, he beat the shit out of J2. Like, I kind of skipped over that when talking about J2 because there was so much good things in his year. Twerk demolished them. Well, not demolished them. J2 fought back, but oh, it was getting ugly in there. There was a separation in that top tier in that performance. But you know, I think J2 could next run that shit back in a year or two, and it's way more debatable. But just in that moment, it was ugly. The Pass battle, he beat the dog shit out of Pass. Again, it just made it look like child's play. And really cemented that Pass has a ceiling. As much as Pass can be the favourite for people, he has a ceiling that he's just never kind of... That Briz Twerk ceiling, he's never quite got above that, unfortunately. Just Twerk... The Big K battle, Jesus. I have never seen Big K lose that badly. There's like the O-Red battle that you lost pretty clearly in. There's definitely battles he's lost, like T-Top, but I've never seen it like that. Like, Twerk just applied pressure and landed everything. So with that in consideration, you know, even the 40 bars battle, bro, like there's so many bodies as well. Like there's the 2 chokes, I get it, but I can't take away from the epic performances as well. You know, if Sue Surf can do that, Twerk can do it too, to be on Champion of the Year. You know, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. And I'm back with the stars on. Coffee Brown. Now, originally, the reason why I'm doing this edit between her and Jazz, I actually had Jazz above Coffee, and then I remembered Coffee also battled Arsenal. That felt like it got swept under the carpet there. So we've got Coffee, who has beat Shotgun Shug, who's beaten Arsenal, debatable with John the Don, you know, debatable with Jazz the Rapper, debatable with E Hart, possibly won that too, and other names involved that she's put numbers on against. There's not been a loss for Coffee Brown. Okay, you can debate losses, but if they're debatable, you can also debate the win. In a lot of these battles, you can debate the win for Coffee as well. Yeah, I think Coffee might be my Woman of the Year for Battle Rap, man. I think she's back at the end of the month, actually, versus Sean Cray. Salute my boy Sean Cray. Oh, this got to be a great battle. But in this spot here, just off of that top 10, Coffee Brown. Very, very good year from her. Right, that is episode 1, or part 1, I guess, of Champion of the Year. Please check out, I'm doing a whole URL series, and by the time this is out, this will be halfway through it. So I've got a whole playlist that will also be in the description, and it's breaking down how to save URL in 2025. I'm a URL baby. It was like the first league. Well, Grind Time might have been the first league, but it was from what I remember being 12-13. I went through the Aver kind of. Aver was kind of the guy after Kid Twist. I'll do that a little bit again. That is the first part of the Champion of the Year list. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and while you're here, please check out, I'm doing a whole URL series. It's 6 episodes long, but I'm like halfway through it. It's breaking down basically how to save the URL, because if you're watching this, you're aware that the URL is not quite a URL anymore. It'll be in the channel. There'll be a playlist. It's how to save the URL. Basically, like the last few months, I've spent researching what to do, what I would do, and putting it across. It's not a hater blog. It's I see a problem. This is the problem. How to solve it. This is how I would solve it. And it's doing well. So do check it out. Part 2 for Champion of the Year will be out within the next couple of days after this is released. Check it out. Salute y'all.
Anytime you need me, girl, you know I'm by your side. And I know that you know that I can make it right. I feel just how you feel tonight. Let me do what I can do to make her feel it right.